Hey, it's Sri here, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through a few ways to reclaim your power in your marriage, especially if you're going through a really difficult time at the moment with your husband. Now, I know that going through a difficult time in a marriage is, really painful in so many ways, whether you're on the receiving end of infidelity, or whether your husband just said he wants a divorce, or whether you're just not connecting on any level. That can be a really challenging thing to manage. And so I want you to really know, though, that even though you are going through these difficult times, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that you can get out of it, that utilizing the right strategies and the right tools and creating the extraordinary shifts that you can on the inside can really create some extraordinary results in the long term. And that's what my focus is always for you. It's about long-term wins. That's the most important thing in our lives. People like Angie, people like Laurie, Monique, Sarah, all these wonderful women who have created remarkable shifts were in no different a situation to you right now. So make sure you watch this entire video, and you're going to learn some real gems that are going to help you to move forward in your life and in your marriage as well. And make sure you hit that subscribe button below and click on that bell notification as well, so every week you get access to my latest videos where I'm going to talk you through more about how to recover from infidelity, how to heal from within, how to really go about saving your marriage, and learning lots about male psychology as well. Now look, as I said before, I know you're going through probably a difficult time in your life right now. If you are drawn to this video on some level, wanting to reclaim your power ultimately means that on some level you're probably feeling either a little bit inferior to your husband, or maybe he calls the shots a lot in lots of areas of your life. And so, trying to get to that place of reclaiming that power is a really important step to take. And this is not about becoming domineering or dominating your husband in any particular way. It's just about learning to connect in with your own authenticity. That's who you are. When we were born into this world, we weren't born someone that was inferior. We were born pure and vulnerable, yet loving at the same time, but we learned a lot of these behaviors. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk you through a few steps that you need to take right now in order to reclaim that power in your marriage. And by reclaiming your power, it means that you effectively find this lovely balance between you and your husband. It's not a case of where he's domineering or controlling or you're the opposite. It's not about that. It's about just owning your own self and really learning to make decisions and take action in a way that aligns with your best self, not because of things that he wants you to do and so on. So the first way to do this is what we call focus on your own truth. Now what that means is, when I speak to women on a regular basis, one of the things I find is that they will often have an opinion about something in terms of, decisions that they want to make or things that they want to do for their family, and the husband has an opposite opinion. And what happens? The husband often runs the show. I'm not in any way sort of going down the path of talking about how men dominate women, because just to be clear, it happens on the opposite as well. So if I was speaking to a man who was feeling dominated by his woman, I would be explaining the same thing. This is just about balance. That's the key thing here. And as I said, one of the things I notice a lot is a lot of women that I speak to, they're not able to connect in with their own truth and allow their truth to then be materialized in terms of actions that they take and the results they get following from the actions that they take. So what happens is they keep their mouth shut, they don't say what they want to say, they end up just being quite passive in their approach. And sure enough, what happens is they've got this approach where the husband runs the show, controls everything, finances, decisions with the family, where to go, what to do, whether she works or not, and so on. And to be honest, it really breaks my heart, because I'm a real believer in empowerment. I'm a big believer in people being allowed to make their own decisions and choosing what's right for them. Now, does that mean that you don't have conversations and discuss it mutually? Of course not. Of course you've got to have conversations with your husband, and you've got to discuss things, because that's the essence of a partnership. Even in my marriage, me and my wife have a lot of flexibility where we allow each other to do whatever it is that we want to do, but whenever there's major decisions or things that really impact us both at a deeper level, we do make sure we discuss it, but we support each other's viewpoints. And I think that comes about as a result of the fact that we both own our truth. We both focus on our truth. If there's something that we believe, we aren't afraid to share it. And I also believe that that's part of the reason why we've attracted each other as well. And I think that, in high quality marriages, that is a thing that I see a lot, a theme that I see a lot, where, a lot of or both parties often are so confident within themselves and are so sure within themselves that they're not afraid to speak their truth. They're not afraid to tell each other when something's not right, or that they should have been done differently, or listen, honey, I've got this thing that I really want to do, and it's something that I really believe in, and I would love you to be on board. This is something that I believe is going to be a roaring success, or whatever it is that you want to discuss. Being able to share that and being aligned with your truth about that very thing is really, really important. Now, whether that's, okay, honey, I want to spend money on X, or I want to go and do this because I think it's going to really benefit the kids, whatever it is, it's important to be conscious and be very transparent about your beliefs and your viewpoints on those things. Because if you're always holding it back and withdrawing and getting frustrated that you're not able to share that, or feeling some sense of inferiority, like you don't deserve to be able to share those things, then that's where the dynamics get a bit messed up in the relationship, and inevitably it's a recipe for disaster. So it is really important to focus on your truth. What is important to you? What means the most to you? What decisions do you want to take? And so on. And being able to communicate that, but being able to own it within yourself, is really, really important, and the first step in terms of reclaiming your power. And the second step to reclaiming your power is to start maintaining some independence. Once again, a lot of the time when I speak to individuals on initial consultation calls, I notice that on a regular basis what happens is these individuals are just beautiful, beautiful souls. They're caring, they're loving, but there's no sense of independence at all. Every decision seems to be dictated by their husband. If they want to go and spend money at the supermarket, for example, they need to make sure it's run by their husband, or that there's some sort of agreement on how much and all that sort of stuff. Everyone's obviously got their own sort of financial position, so I'm not here to discuss that. But my point is that both parties need to respect each other enough to know that neither one of them is going to make silly decisions around finances and stuff like that. Yes, if there are instances where people are doing that, then, different conversations need to be had. But as a general rule, I really believe in maintaining a sense of independence. If there's something that you believe you're going to do that's going to help the family, or help grow you, or evolve you, or whatever it is, then it's important that, you and your husband have this understanding between the two of you that you can make those decisions as he is able to make those decisions. And of course, we need to sometimes discuss being responsible about certain things. I'm not saying go off and spend, tens of thousands of dollars on things that are unnecessary. That kind of goes without saying. But I think there's a level of independence that is required, whether it be financially, or whether it be in terms of decision making for what you feel like doing in the weekend. If you feel like you want to go off and have a girls' night, and you need your husband to look after the kids, for example, on that particular weekend, that's okay. You should be entitled to do that, as is he is also allowed to do some of those things from time to time as well. It's about, reclaiming your power. Being independent is fundamentally about also encouraging a mutual respect for each other, because when we elevate ourselves, when we know that we're enough, when we know that we're worthy, when we know that we're able to make decisions for ourselves, remember, our life becomes a reflection of what we feel on the inside. So if we're walking around feeling like we're not good enough, or we always need to look for permission, almost like we're asking our father or mother or whoever it is, that becomes a problem, because our life then becomes a reflection of that. We're never going to fulfill, I guess, the potential, the mission, whatever it is that is meant to be in our lives. And in the context of a relationship, it's really important that you maintain some independence. If you don't have independence financially, go and get some work. Go and do something that's going to give you just a little bit extra in your pocket so that you can make decisions that you want to make. You can buy a couple of things that you want to buy from time to time. It's a good thing, because it's then saying to yourself, you know what? I'm entitled to make the decisions that I want to make within myself. I believe that this is the right thing for my family, or I want to do this because I simply want to do it. You know, your job is not to be, you know, at your husband's beck and call and just thinking that you have to do everything that he wants you to do and so on. You need to also have that independence on the inside. And I really want to reaffirm that to you. And hopefully me being a man as well and bringing that point across just reaffirms the importance of doing that. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that is a really, really powerful thing. As I said, there's some complexities to all of this. You know, everyone's got their own maybe spending habits, or their decisions sometimes aren't necessarily the best, and so they need to refine that, improve that. But that comes with taking actions and making mistakes and, you know, improving and growing. That's what life is about. And sometimes we can learn from our partners and say, hang on, hun, you might want to think about this in a different way, or maybe you want to make, how about we go for this option instead of that option, and so on, really discussing things in a practical way. But it's very important to allow yourself to maintain some independence on that front. And finally, know that you're capable beyond all boundaries. You know, Marianne Williamson in her book Return to Love talks about how our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And what that's effectively saying is, you know, who are we to think that we are capable of X, or who are we capable of Y, and achieving all these incredible things in our life? We play small. We think we're small. We think we're inadequate. We look at other people. We feel inferior. But we are magnificent in our own self. And once again, you've got to own that. You've got to believe that you are enough. I'm here to tell you, each and every one of you watching this, you are enough just as you are. You are capable of magnificence. Why I say that is I don't want you to play small. I don't want you to feel like, oh, you know, I've got to, you know, play small and maybe my job is just to look after the kids, even though I kind of want to be, you know, going out there and working and doing things for my own independence. I'm doing this because, you know, my husband says so. Look, we're in an age where, you know, so many people, so many women are out there absolutely kicking ass in terms of work, but also being incredible mothers. And it's obviously adding a lot more pressure for women in terms of feeling like they have to do everything. But if it's something that you want to do, if you want to sort of, you know, raise your standards, if you like, and go to a new level, if that's what you're wanting to do, then go for it. And just to be clear, being a mother is an incredible achievement. I mean, it is remarkable the things that mothers have to go through and the challenges parenting and all of that sort of stuff. So if your decision is, I want to be a mum because I love it, absolute kudos to you. I respect you. I have nothing but love for you. But if there is a part of you that has this burning desire to, you know, start a business or, you know, want to get a job, whatever it is that you want to do and fulfill your mission, go for it. Back yourself. You know, yes, of course, each step of the way you've got to make sure you're making right decisions and good decisions, and the decisions are coming from the heart. But in terms of fundamentals, you've got to know that you are capable of doing all those incredible things. And when you know that, if you believe that you are enough, if you believe you're capable of achieving incredible things, if you believe that you're just magnificent as you are, then all the decisions that you make, all the actions that you take from there, sorry for the dog who's jingling right now, but if you believe that you are just magnificent as you are, then all of your decisions are going to follow through on that. All of your decisions are going to kind of have that as your foundation. And then all these wonderful things come from there. All these magnificent outcomes occur from there. You've got to believe that you are enough. And this combination of knowing that you're capable beyond all boundaries, really focusing on your own truth, and really having independence on the inside can really help you to reclaim your power within your marriage and within your own self as well. And I promise you, When you do that, when you start to elevate that part of you, magnificent things are going to happen. Not just in your life as far as, career and other areas, but also within your marriage. Because, your husband's going to see that. He's going to observe it. Now, there may be some instances where the husband finds it a bit frustrating or resists it because he's been so used to this dynamic where he's been the dominant one and you haven't. So there might be some resistance early on. And I know that's scary, and there might be a part of you that is a little bit fearful about all of this, but I promise you, in the long run, this is what it's all about. It's about patience. It's about playing the long game. It's about transformation over a long period of time, not the short term. It's about long-term transformation. And, amazing things happen when you do that, when you really recognize and apply these 3 steps. Now, I know that sometimes there can often be a little bit more healing that's required in order to, take these steps. And so if you are in a place where you're struggling, you're not able to really create those shifts on the inside that you're looking for, then, I'd love to be of service to you through my program, The Authentic Relationship System. It's an amazing program. It's going to create some magnificent shifts inside of you. Believe me, when you do the work, your life is going to totally transform. And I see it time and time again where women who have gone through the program create these remarkable changes in their life, and I want you to have the same thing as well. So, if you connect with my material, if you connect with me and you like my New Zealand accent and you potentially want to work with me, then all you need to do is in the description section below, just click on that link which just says book a call with me. Just click on that link, choose a time that works for you, just so I can learn a little bit more about where you're at now, where you want to get to, and how we can bridge that gap in terms of not only your marriage, but also within your own self and your own emotional well-being as well. I can't wait to speak to you. Once again, just click on that link, choose a time, and then I'll talk to you at that time and help you to move forward and allow you to be a part of this incredible community of women as well as me and help you on this journey of yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked it, make sure you hit the like button below. If you want to get more videos like that, hit the subscribe button. And do let me know what your biggest takeaway is on this video as well. I always love hearing the comments and the questions, and it means the world to me that you guys consume this material and really interact with it as well. So make sure you write them below and I'll respond to every single one of you. And if your husband is wanting to leave and you're not sure what to do, click this video above. And if you want to learn how to save your marriage alone, click this video above. Thank you so much. God bless, and I'll talk to you in the next video.